I hope all are good. So let's today we have read SST chapter number 3, human resources. So what is the meaning of human resources? मानव संसाधन यानी कि मनुष्य के द्वारा बनाए गए संसाधन और स्रोत. Okay, so the learning outcome: human resources, population change, population growth and economic development, distribution of population and composition of human resources. So, what is human resources? What is the meaning? A human resources is any person who is compensated for supplying skills or knowledge to help an organization achieve its business goals. तो मानव संसाधन वो होते हैं, है ना, एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग जब हम अपने कुछ आइडियाज, कुछ अपना जो फिजिकल एक्टिविटी से, ठीक है ना, किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, किसी बिजनेस को सक्सेस बनाने में हम अपना योगदान देते हैं. पीपल आर ए नेशंस ग्रेटेस्ट रिसोर्सेज. ठीक है, तो लोग जो है राष्ट्र के लिए एक सबसे बड़ा रिसोर्स है. Nature's bounty becomes significant only when people find it useful. It is people with their demands and abilities that turn them into resources. Hence, human resource is the ultimate resource. Healthy, educated and motivated people develop resources as per their recruitments. Human resources, like other resources, are not equally distributed over the world. They differ in their educational levels, age and sex. Their numbers and characteristics also keep changing. Okay, so importance of human resources. Human resources are utterly important for the development of both the country as well as the individual. So, highly educated and trained people can produce more. है ना, जो हाईली एजुकेटेड होते हैं, जो पढ़े लिखे होते हैं और सही होते हैं लोग, एजुकेशन अच्छी होती है, तो वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा अपना इन्वॉल्वमेंट दिखाते हैं, तो और ज्यादा चीजें तरक्की करने में हेल्प मिलती है. Also, if efficiency as well as assist other people in improving and using their capacities and potentialities to the utmost. Wherever developing skills and aptitudes, the individual has become increasingly proficient in overcoming many previous hurdles. Okay, there are many different ways by which people become a valuable resources for the country. The contribution of those who do not work for wages is also very relevant for a country. Many women in our country do not work outside their homes. तो जो हमारे देश में औरतें हैं कुछ, तो वो घर पे ही काम करती हैं, घर का जो होम मेकर होते हैं, जिनको वो घर से बाहर नहीं निकलती हैं, they perform household chores. When women are educated, they do their housework and educate their children in a better way than when they are uneducated. ठीक है, जो पढ़ी लिखी औरतें होती हैं वो अपने घर को, बच्चों को ऐसे मैनेज करके चलती हैं, मतलब वो अलग ही एक क्या कहते हैं उसको, इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है उस चीज का. मुकाबले उनके की जो अशिक्षित होती है ना महिलाएं, उनके मुकाबले जो शिक्षित महिलाएं होती है वो ज्यादा अच्छे से जो है चीजों को समझती है, अपने बच्चों को भी बहुत अच्छी शिक्षा जो है प्रेफर करती है. ऐसा नहीं है कि जो अनएजुकेटेड है वो नहीं दे पाती, बट डिफरेंस होता है दोनों में. By taking care of children, women and contribute to the development of the country, as their children would become human resources in future. तो जो एजुकेटेड महिलाएं हैं, शिक्षित महिलाएं हैं, वो ज्यादा अपना एफर्ट्स देती हैं बच्चों को पढ़ाने में, उनको सिखाने में, और ठीक है देश के लिए उन्हें एक अच्छा नागरिक बनाने में. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, जनसंख्या के लिए जो है कैसे मतलब बढ़ती है. The way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is known as the pattern of population distribution. More than 90% of the world's population lives in about 30% of the land surface. ठीक है, तो the distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. Some areas are very crowded and some are sparsely populated. The crowded areas are such South and Southeast Asia, Europe and northeastern North America. Very few people live in high latitude areas, tropical deserts, high mountains and areas of equatorial forests. Many more people live north of the equator than south of the equator. Almost 3 quarters of the world's people live in the two continents, Asia and Africa. ठीक है, तो people जो है दो उसमें भागों में विभाजित है, एशिया एंड अफ्रीका. 60% of the world's people stay in just 10 countries. तो जो 60% जनसंख्या है हमारी वो 10 कंट्री में रहती है, 10 देशों में. All of them have more than 100 million people. The density of population density is the number of people living in a unit area of the Earth's surface. It is normally expressed as per square kilometer. The average density of population in the whole world is 51 persons per square kilometer. South Central Asia has the highest density of population, followed by East and Southeast Asia. See the bar graph. Uneven distribution of population is due to some factors which are as follows. Geographical factor. So number one, topography. People prefer to live in plains rather than mountains and plateaus. है ना, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग ना क्या होता है मैदानी इलाकों में ज्यादा हैं पहाड़ी और पठारी इलाकों के मुकाबले. ठीक है, और फार्मिंग एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एक्टिविटीज कैन इजीली बी डेवलप्ड ऑन प्लेन्स. तो जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, जो फार्मिंग है, जो खेती है, जो प्लेन एरियाज है उनमें ज्यादा पॉसिबल है, तो लोग इधर ज्यादा रहना पसंद करते हैं. प्लेन्स ऑक्यूपाई अबाउट हाफ द वर्ल्ड्स लैंड सरफेस बट सपोर्ट मोर देन 90% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स पॉपुलेशन. ठीक है, तो जो प्लेन एरिया है वो ज्यादा ऑक्यूपाई है पॉपुलेशन को लेके. नंबर टू, क्लाइमेट. क्लाइमेट होता है जो वेदर चेंज वेदर होता है. रीजन्स विद वेरी हॉट और वेरी कोल्ड क्लाइमेट आर जनरली अवॉइडेड बाय पीपल. तो जो ज्यादा हॉट क्लाइमेट होगा जिस एरिया का और ज्यादा कोल्ड होगा वहां पे पीपल लोग जो है कम प्रेफर करेंगे रहना, है ना, कि ना तो वो ज्यादा गर्मी में रह सकते हैं ना ज्यादा ठंड में रह सकते हैं. तो आपने देखा पहाड़ों पे भी कुछ ही लोग रहते हैं, कुछ ही गांव बसते हैं, वहां पे ज्यादा वहां पे पॉपुलेशन नहीं है. That is why the equatorial Africa and the polar regions of Russia, Canada and Antarctica have practically no population. तो आपने देखा होगा जो पोलर रीजन है रशिया, कनाडा और अंटार्कटिका, यहाँ पे प्रैक्टिकली जो है पॉपुलेशन ज्यादा नहीं है, जनसंख्या यहाँ पे कम है. ठीक है, regions such as Western Europe and East Asia having temperate climate with moderate rainfall and hence are densely populated. Number 3, soil. It affects agriculture and helps us in obtaining food, clothing and shelters. Thus, fertile plains such as those of the Ganga and Brahmaputra in India, the Huanghe and the Yangtze in China, and the Nile Valley in Egypt are some of the densely populated areas. Availability of water. Water is found in abundance in tropical monsoon lands, especially in river valleys and deltas, which lead to a high density of population. Desert and mountains have scarce water resources, hence are sparsely populated. Mineral resources. जो खनिज स्रोत होते हैं. Minerals have greatly attracted people since ancient times. The diamond mines of South Africa and the discovery of oil fields of the Middle East are some such prime examples. Social and economic factor यानी कि सामाजिक और आर्थिक जो फैक्टर है इसके वो these are religious, cultural, industrial and commercial centers attract people from all over the world. Some cities in India, such as Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, Puri in Odisha, Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh, Vatican City and Jerusalem City are examples of religious centers. Cities such as Mumbai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Delhi, New York, and Tokyo are some examples of industrial and commercial centers. During the colonial period, many imperialist countries engaged slaves and workers to work on their plantations and mines in Africa and America. During the British rule, Indian workers were taken to and settled in Malaya, Fiji, Mauritius, Suriname, etc. to work on plantations. The population in these countries therefore swelled. Population change growth. The number of people living in an area is constantly changing as it keeps on increasing. when we compare the total population of a country in 1 year with another year, we came to know whether the population of that country has increased, decreased, or stable. The phenomenon of population increase or decrease is called population change. Okay, this change takes place due to natural growth and migration. The table given alongside reveals the increase of populations in the world between 750 to 2024. So यहाँ पे एक बार ग्राफ दिया गया है कि साल में कितनी पॉपुलेशन जो है मिलियन में है ना, और 1000 ईयर में कितनी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ी है. पॉपुलेशन डबलिंग टाइम. The above table on the previous page reveals that in 1750 the world's population was 750 million. Okay, in 1850 it grew to 1000 million. It then doubled to 2000 million in 1930, i.e. after 80 years. Again it was doubled in 1975 to reach 4000 million mark. It means that it took 45 years to double the population. We know that 750 was the period of Industrial Revolution. From 750 million in 1750, the population increased to 1.2 million in 1900. In 150 years. In just another 100 years, the world population has increased to 6 billion in 2000. During the next 40 years, the world population doubled from 3 billion to 6 billion. This is how the population is ballooning in the world. The table given alongside gives the population increase in India between 1901 and 2011. The population in India has also increased. Similarly, look at the steepness of the population curve during 1901 to 2012. Why does population increase rapidly? क्वेश्चन है, इतनी तेजी से कैसे बढ़ रही है जनसंख्या. ठीक है, इन द पास्ट द पॉपुलेशन वाज ग्रोइंग बट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल लिविंग लॉन्गर वाज लेस देन एट प्रेजेंट. देयर वर नो प्रॉपर हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज उस टाइम पे. अब तो ठीक है ना सब कुछ, तो पहले क्या था, प्रॉपर हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज नहीं थी, सफिशिएंट फूड खाने के लिए नहीं था फॉर ऑल द पीपल. फार्मर्स वर नॉट एबल टू प्रोड्यूस इनफ टू मीट द फूड रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ ऑल द पीपल, है ना. तो इतनी मतलब क्वांटिटी नहीं होती थी, किसान इतना उगा नहीं पाते थे. न्यूट्रियस फूड वाज नॉट अवेलेबल, जो पोषण देने वाले खाने थे. Hence they did not live longer. No sufficient nutritious food and improved medical facilities have length life spans. Changes in the population occur due to changes in birth rate, death rate, and natural growth rate. Birth rate is defined as total number of live births per 1000 population. Death rate is the total number of deaths per 1000 population. The difference between birth rate and death rate is called natural growth rate of population. Okay, so the population increase in the world is mainly due to rapid increase in natural growth rate. In the past, the difference between BR and DR was not much. It resulted in slow population growth. In the last 20 to 50 years after the Industrial Revolution, improvement in medical and health facilities led to decline in death rate, which has fallen without any major decline in the birth rate. This has led to increase in the natural growth rate. In India, the birth rate during 1901 to 1911 was 49, while the death rate was 43. The natural growth rate was 6. इसका मतलब ये है कि only 6 people increase for every 1000 people during 1901 से लेके 1911 तक. During 1981 यानी कि 1981 से लेके 1911 तक 91 तक the birth rate was 31, whereas the death rate was 11 and the natural growth rate was 20. The increase in natural growth rate increased from 6 in 1911 to 20 in 1991. This is the reason for a high population increase in India. The growing population must be provided with proper amenities of life, including nutritious food, clothing, housing, education, and only then can the population become an effective resource of our country. Composition of human resources. Okay, the composition of human resources of country explains the basic characteristics of the total population, age, sex, literacy, occupation, okay, ethnicity, tribe, language, and religion are different traits of composition of population. Three major components of the population with sex composition, age, structure, and literacy levels are as follows. Sex composition, what is this? Sex composition or sex ratio means the proportion of males and females in the total population of a country. Sex ratio is defined as the number of females per thousand males in the population. So, suppose the sex ratio of a country is 1000. ठीक है, 1000 है रेशियो इसका. This implies that the total number of male and female in that country is equal. If the ratio is 1100, it implies more females than males in their country. This figure suggests that the sex ratio is favorable to females. If the sex ratio is less than 1000, say 900, it means that the sex ratio is unfavorable to females. The diagram given alongside show the sex ratio of different regions of the world. Among differences, regions in countries of the North America, Latin America, and Caribbean and Europe, sex ratio is in favor of females. By contrast, Asia has a low sex ratio which is unfavorable to females. In India, the sex ratio is 943 according to 2011 census. Among different states and union territories, Kerala 1084 and Puducherry 1037 have sex ratio of above 1000. On the contrary, the union territories of Daman and Diu 6118, 18, Chandigarh 818, Dadra and Nagar Haveli 774, and Delhi 868, and states of Haryana 879, Punjab 895, Sikkim have sex ratio of less than 900. So the following factors are mainly responsible for an unfavorable sex ratio in India. ठीक है ना, तो इनका रेशियो जो है कम ज्यादा होना. बायोलॉजिकली मोर मेल्स आर मोर देन फीमेल्स, यही होता है. मेल ज्यादा पैदा होते हैं, फीमेल कम होता है ना, कि लड़कियों को कम पैदा होने दिया जाता है. कई बार उनको मार दिया जाता है, पैदा होते ही मार दिया जाता है या भ्रूण हत्या कर दी जाती है. ठीक है. Females die at all stages of life for various reasons. The female children die due to negligence or deliberate attempts. The inhuman practices of female infanticide and female foeticide are also responsible for an adverse sex ratio. Besides, this women also die at the time of deliveries. Elderly women often get neglected during old ages. है ना? तो इसमें भी यही बताया गया ना कि या तो उन्हें भ्रूण हत्या कर दी जाती है, उनकी भ्रूणियां उन्हें पैदा होने पे मार दिया जाता है या बड़े होने पे. अब तो फिर भी ये चीजें मतलब जैसे जैसे आधुनिकता की तरफ हमारा इंडिया जा रहा है, चीजें मतलब सही होती जा रही हैं, तो ये रेशियो थोड़ा सा कम, लेकिन अभी भी ज्यादा है कि लड़कियां कम है और लड़कों को ज्यादा फोकस किया जाता है. Age structure, age-wise distribution of people helps the government to plan for them on various aspects. The population is divided into 3 age groups. Okay, 14 years, 15 to 64 years, and 65 years and above. So the share of working age group 15 to 64 is always greater than the other age groups. ठीक है, जो वर्किंग एज होती है ना 15 से 64 साल तक होती है. In high and middle income countries, a high proportion of people belong to the working age group. In low income countries, young people form the bulk of population. In developed and rich countries, the number of old people is more. When the population comprises of more elderly, there may be shortage of people. है ना? Working in factories, farms, and offices, the government has to make arrangements to sustain their life with good health and care. So, India has 34% of its population in the younger age group. India has 34% of its population in the younger age group. It also has 5% population of the old. It means 39 population is dependent on 61% working population. तो जो 39% वो है ना जनसंख्या, वो किस पर डिपेंड है? जो 61% वर्किंग जो मैन वुमेन है उनके ऊपर. The government has to make efforts to provide health and education facilities to younger section of the population. It also has to make arrangements to train people who have reached the working age group. Now next one is literacy यानी कि साक्षरता. Literacy is essential for each and every human. तो literacy जो है साक्षर होना सभी के लिए जरूरी है, चाहे वो मैन है चाहे वुमेन है. It means the ability to read, write and understand a simple message in any language. If any person is able to read but cannot write, he or she is deemed to be illiterate. अगर कोई व्यक्ति है उसको पढ़ना आ रहा है लिखना नहीं आ रहा है तो वो भी अशिक्षित है, ठीक है ना, वो अनपढ़ है. What do you infer from the given table? Low income countries have more literates than the middle and high income countries. More than 2/5 of females are illiterate. Compared to females, a greater proportion of males are literate. Regardless of income status, females are discriminated against in getting education in this regards. तो ये किस कारण से होता है? जो औरतें कम पढ़ती हैं आदमी, क्योंकि शुरू से क्या होता है, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन शुरू कर दिया जाता है स्टार्टिंग से, है ना. लड़का अच्छे स्कूल में पढ़ेगा, लड़की छोटे स्कूल में पढ़ेगी. लड़का हाई एजुकेशन लेगा, लड़की जो है, लड़की को कम जरूरी है, इसको खाना बनाना है, इसको रोटियां बनानी है, इसको रोटियां बेलनी है, इसको पढ़ने की कोई जरूरत नहीं. क्या होता है, ये डिस्क्रिमिनेशन स्टार्टिंग से ही, मतलब बचपन से ही शुरू कर दिया जाता है. और फिर क्या होता है, एट द एंड एज वो बढ़ता जाता है, तो उसमें क्या होता है, औरतों का रेशियो कम हो जाता है फीमेल्स का, है ना. देन the adult literacy in India was about 74% in 2011. Similarly, the proportion of adult illiterates is high in low income countries. In India, a person is literate when he or she is age 7 and above and is able to read, write and understand simple statements in any language. At the time of independence, only about 1/6 of the population was literate. तो 1/6 जो पॉपुलेशन थी ना भारत का, 1/6 हिस्सा, वो केवल लिटरेट था. इन 2011 74% of the population was literate. More males are literates than females. आदमी ज्यादा शिक्षित थे औरतों के मुकाबले. It is due to discrimination against girl children going to school. Illiteracy of adults in the world age 15 above. So यहाँ पे vegan country illiteracy. India में 29% और female 53%. Low income countries male 28% और female 46%. Middle income countries कितनी थी, 9% to 80%. और high income no. क्योंकि क्या होगा ना, जब औरतें मतलब आदमी कमाते रहेंगे, है ना, वही आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे तो परसेंटेज तो नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे ना. जब औरतें उनके कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चलेंगी बढ़ेंगी कमाएंगी तो वो फिर परसेंटेज बढ़ जाएगा. पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ एंड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट. पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ एंड इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए कंट्री आर पॉजिटिवली correlated. Developing countries usually have a high rate of population growth which adversely affects their food supply chain. Many African countries suffer from food problem due to this reason only food. Food scarcity ultimately leads to malnutrition which results in unhealthy population and hence low productivity. Moreover, a high growth rate of population creates scarcity of houses for residential purposes. Rents of land and houses shoot up. Poor people are forced to live in slums which lack basic amenities of drinking water, electricity and drainage. It leads to the spread of diseases, thereby adversely affecting the health. So, of slum dwellers. Inadequate facilities of education and health services, lack of employment, etc. So, lead to an increase in many social crimes. Increase in population causes depletion of natural resources and degradation of the environment. तो अशिक्षित होने से कितना नुकसान है, अशिक्षित होते रहेंगे, जनसंख्या बढ़ती रहेगी तो नुकसान ही नुकसान है ना उसमें. It is therefore essential to keep population increase under control. China and Japan have been able to enhance economic development by keeping control on their population increase. In India, however, family planning programs have not been commensurate with the high rate of population increase, it is injurious to the economic development of the country. Hence, sincere efforts are essential in this direction, है ना? तो क्या होना बहुत जरूरी है? साक्षर होना जरूरी है, शिक्षित होना जरूरी है, ठीक है? उससे क्या होता है ना, हमारी जो पॉपुलेशन है उस पर भी फर्क पड़ता है। तो जितने अशिक्षित लोग होंगे जनसंख्या उतनी ज्यादा बढ़ेगी, और जो शिक्षित होंगे, पढ़े लिखे होंगे, है ना, तो उतनी ही जनसंख्या कम होती जाएगी, ठीक है? सो लेट्स कम टू द वर्कस्टेशन. टिक द करेक्ट आंसर. Question number 1. In India, about 1/6 of the population resides in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Number 2. High rate of population increase is injurious to economic and social development. 60% of the world's people stay in just in 10 countries. Which are 3 main factors that cause population change? Births, deaths, and migration. Which are 3 main factors that cause population change? Birth, deaths, and migration. Yes. Number B. Fill in the blanks. Dash is the most literate state in India. Kerala. Highest sex ratio occurs in Kerala in India. Dash. Bihar states has the highest density of population in India, while Arunachal Pradesh is as the lowest. C. T for true and F for false statement. Number 1. India is the second largest populous country after China. Yes, true. Belgium and Netherlands have higher density of population than India. Yes, true. India has a higher dependency ratio. Yes. क्योंकि हम महिलाएं डिपेंड हैं फीमेल पे, मेल पे. China has less density of population than India. Yes. Now matching. Match the column A with column B. Highest density, NCT of Delhi. Highest literacy, Kerala. Lower density, Arunachal Pradesh. And lowest literacy, Bihar. Okay. So, question answer. Answer the following question briefly. What is human resources? Okay. A human resources is any person who is, देखिए यहाँ से आइए बात. Any person who is compensated for supplying skills or knowledge, ठीक है, to help an organization achieve its business goals. ठीक है, ये human resources होते हैं. People are a nation great resources, nature's bounty becomes significant only when, but ये यहाँ से यहाँ तक के आएगा. Question number 1 का आंसर. Why are people considered a resource? Why is human resources relevant for a country? Human resources are utterly important for the development. है ना, किसी भी देश का अगर विकास होता है तो सबसे ज्यादा जो है इंसान को पढ़ना लिखना चाहिए. ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इंसानों से ही तो पॉपुलेशन कंट्री का जो ग्रोथ है वो बढ़ती है. ठीक है, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ बोथ द कंट्री एज वेल एज द इंडिविजुअल. Highly educated and trained people can produce more and also efficiently as well as assist other people in improving and using their capacities and potentialities to the utmost. ठीक है, तो ये सेकंड क्वेश्चन का आंसर आ जाएगा. Why is human resources relevant for a country? Because of, क्यों है relevant? The contribution of those, ये देखिए यहाँ पे आएगा. The contribution of those who do not work for is also very relevant for a country. Many women in our country do not work outside their homes. They perform household chores. When women are educated, they do their housework and educated their children in a better way than when they are uneducated. ठीक है. अब जो मेल हैं जो वो वर्क करते हैं मेल, तो वो क्या करते हैं, अर्न करते हैं अपनी फैमिली के लिए. ठीक है, अपने देश की जो ग्रोथ है उसको आगे ले जाते हैं. वुमेन अगर पढ़ी लिखी होती है, बाहर काम नहीं भी करती है, तो वो जो है अपने बच्चे को और अपनी फैमिली को बहुत अच्छे से लेके चलती है. Answer the following questions in detail. Explain the factors which affect the distribution of population. ठीक है, तो ये आ जाएगा हमारा ये वाला पहला, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन लाइक दिस. इसको हम यहाँ से ना यहाँ तक कर लेंगे, ये डिटेल में आ जाएगा. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, why are three differences in sex ratio? What are the reasons of low literacy among females? Why do you think human beings are considered our resources? So why are the differences in sex ratio? इसमें एक चार्ट दिया हुआ है ना, ग्राफ दिया हुआ है सेक्स रेशियो का, वो आपको देखना पढ़ना है उसको. What are the three reasons of low literacy among females? क्या होता है ना, मतलब लो लिटरेसी फीमेल्स में क्यों है? वैसे तो आजकल ऐसा नहीं है, कुछ ज्यादा मतलब बढ़ रही है चीजें, बट अभी कई जो रूरल एरिया है उनमें है जहाँ पे फीमेल को लिटरेसी की जो फ्रीडम है वो नहीं है. ठीक है, तो उसके मुकाबले बहुत चेंजेस है पहले से ज्यादा, लेकिन जो रूरल एरिया है, जो गांव है, बहुत से ऐसे उनमें ऐसा नहीं है. ठीक है. What do you think human beings are considered a resource? तो ह्यूमन बींग्स इसलिए क्योंकि मनुष्य अगर काम नहीं करेगा तो फिर कैसे ग्रोथ होगी. चाहे कोई कंपनी है, चाहे कोई बिजनेस है ना, चाहे कोई ऑफिस है, कहीं भी कुछ भी कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशन है, सब में इंसान ही तो काम करेंगे ना, मशीनें तो काम करेंगी नहीं. तो इसलिए इसको बेटर रिसोर्स माना गया है ह्यूमन को. ओके, सो ऑल टॉपिक्स आर कवर्ड इन दिस चैप्टर. आई होप यू ऑल वेरी वेल enjoy it and understanding this chapter. Thank you.